So we are going to be doing a standing core exercise. So all you're going to need is one dumbbell to get started. A lot of times people hold off on core exercises because you have to get up and down from the floor. So this is going to be totally standing. So grab your light to moderate dumbbell. I would say anywhere between 3 maybe to 8 pounds, and let's get started. Okay, so for this one, you might need something to hang on to because some of the exercises are going to be standing on one leg and doing some things that aren't necessarily meant to be balance exercises. So if you have something stable that can support you, or even if you are next to a wall, that will work too. Okay, so for the first exercise, what I want you to do is we are just going to swing and pass the dumbbell. This is just kind of a warm-up. The whole time I want you to focus during this exercise video is trying to squeeze your glutes and kind of tuck your pelvis underneath you. Kind of take your tailbone and bring it underneath you. It can kind of be a little bit of a weird movement. But if you can take that and tuck it underneath you, you're gonna feel your core muscles activate. So get into that position. The position we don't necessarily want is one where your back is really arched. So we want to kind of tuck underneath, get into that position, keep that, and you're just going to pass the dumbbell side to side. And we're just going to do a variety of exercises, so I just want you to follow along with me. These movements are just going to be slow and controlled. Core work is not about speed. Okay, now I want you to grab that dumbbell. I want you to still think about being in that position. And what we're going to do, get down a little bit, so just bend your knees a little bit. Keep those core muscles tight by tucking that pelvis underneath, and you're just going to press out and come back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These exercises don't work super well if we're not focusing on our core position and using our core muscles to keep those tight. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, I just want you to stand in a little bit of a staggered stance where your right foot is in front and your left foot is behind. Again, we want to find that position, kind of tuck our tailbone underneath us, squeeze those stomach muscles, and we're going to come out to the side, slowly come back in. Out to the side, slowly come back in. So although we're doing some arm exercises, we are still getting that core work because our core needs to be able to stay in one position while we're moving our legs and arms. And that's when a lot of times people lose control, so we're not looking for that arch. Just 2 more here. I know this arm movement can get kind of fatiguing. And then you're going to switch. Left foot in front, right foot behind. Bring that pelvis back underneath you. Squeeze those stomach muscles. Here we go. When I say squeeze those stomach muscles, I don't necessarily mean like squeeze as hard as you can. I just want you to activate them. Feel them working. And you do that by tucking that pelvis underneath and trying to keep it there. Just 5 more here. Okay, we're going to drop that weight for a second, and I want you to find something to hold on to. You're going to take your right hand, your left leg. You're going to bring it up, and then come back down. It's kind of like a standing crunch almost, but when you bring your leg down, I want you to keep it slow and controlled. Just lift it up as high as you can. You don't have to necessarily meet your elbow and your knee. We just want to stay in control. Five more here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now we're going to switch. So you're going to do left arm and right knee. Ready? Here we go. Up, slowly come back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we're just going to 10, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10. Perfect. Grab that weight. And I want you to hang on to it right by your chest. So keep it close to you, just kind of resting on your chest. We're going to get into that good position again where you're tucking your pelvis underneath you. Keep that position, and we're just going to alternate marching one at a time. So squeeze that pelvis, move it underneath you. It might feel like a very weird movement, especially if it's new to you. Squeeze, and we are just looking for control here. Slow and controlled marching. You can be by a wall if this is throwing your balance a little bit. Slow and controlled marching. We're going to do 10 more here. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to actually go back to those dumbbell passes. So feet just about shoulder width apart. Get into that good position again where you're tucking that pelvis underneath. Keep it here, and we're going to pass. What this is doing is kind of throwing you off side to side where your core muscles now have to adjust every time. And just keep going. We're going to try 10 more here. 10, 9, 8, 7. You can hang on to the handle of the dumbbell. You can hang on to the head of the dumbbell. Whatever is most comfortable for you, for your grip. And the last one. Okay, stay in this position. Take your dumbbell in your right arm. What we're going to do now is you're going to cross and come back. Now when you do this, I want you to try to move your right foot back in line with the punch. Ready? Here we go. Engage those core muscles a little bit. Again, we'll just do a few of these. These can be pretty fatiguing on the arms. Three, 2, and 1. Same thing. Put the weight on your left hand, and you're going to move your left foot as you punch. Ready? Get that pelvis in a good position. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just going to 12, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, back to that same shoulder width position. We're going to come back to the press outs, where we're pressing out and coming back in. Again, we want to try to avoid arching your back. Try to keep your hip bones tucked underneath you. Keep that nice flat back for the most part. We're just not looking for that arch. And press out and come back. Press out and come back. 4, we're going to go to 15. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Awesome job. We're going to do one more exercise. So we're going to actually go back to those crossbody. So go ahead and set your weight down. Right arm meeting that left leg. We're going to do 10 each side. Ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. This is all about being slow and controlled, not speeding through it. 5, 6, 7, 8. One more. 10. Other side. Last 10. Here we go. So squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So for this type of exercise with these standing core exercises, we're not necessarily looking to strengthen the core per se as doing a bunch of crunches and things like that. So you might not necessarily be super sore in those muscles. And that's okay. We're still working through it and we're still doing things that are good to help the stability of it versus the strength. So stick with me on this. You can do this a couple of times throughout the week. You can do this at the end of maybe one of your workouts since it's on the shorter end. But core stability is so important to help with low back pain, even any joint pain, so hip, knee, and sometimes even shoulder. Or if you're not having any of those pains, that's going to help prevent some of those things. So have a good one, guys.